Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and welcome to Firewood at the Furnace. As you know, my name is Brad, and you see the trailer is back out here again. We're going to start moving on to the step 2 of what's becoming a series of videos building this new firewood stand. After the first video, which I'll put right up here at the top of the screen, when we put the floor on the trailer, I asked for some of your feedback and suggestions, and boy, did you come through. I think I ended up a little more confused after reading all the comments in my mind than I was beforehand, just because there were so many great suggestions and so many great ideas. But I think I've got it narrowed down to what I'm going to do today, so I'm going to talk to you about that. We're going to build possibly some, well, we are going to build the walls at least on the trailer. Probably won't quite get to the roof today, but I'll explain to you everything that I'm going to do. It's been a crazy couple weeks going on around here. Lots happening. Between ball tournaments, and Taylor has an injury that has taken her out of softball for the season. We'll talk about some of that stuff on the live stream coming up this month, which is going to be next Thursday. But she's okay. She's not immobile or anything like that, but she's just not able to play ball, and we'll talk about all that. There's another problem over here at the stand, the current firewood stand, that I'll talk to you about right now, so stick around. So the other problem going on is the same problem that we continue to have, which is the whole reason why this video is being made with this trailer and why I'm building this new firewood stand, is because this continues to happen. I just pulled in the driveway today. There was 9 in there well, either yesterday or the day before, there was 9 in there. And today, as you can see, it's empty. We'll check the box here just to make sure that people are still being honest, which I've never had a problem with that. So we'll check the box, and I'll talk to you about what this little contraption is here that I got going on. So one of the problems that has been occurring when we talk about this firewood stand is I used to have it right over up against row 2 in the yard, where people would have to walk through stuff to get to the firewood stand, like over top of logs and rounds that I had staged for splitting. So I moved the firewood stand out here closer to the end of the driveway. Yep, everybody was honest. I moved it out here closer to the end of the driveway, but the problem that I'm still having is that people want to wander into the wood yard. I came over here, I don't know, a week or so ago. Somebody had got some bundles out of the stand and were just like walking around in the yard. I guess just curious about what was going on. I don't think they meant any harm, but just kind of wandering around looking at everything. And not only do I not want people wandering around in the wood yard just for security reasons, but I don't want somebody to trip and fall, get hurt, or, you know, God forbid, be scoping out things that are here in the yard. So this is what I've done. This is just a 5-gallon bucket that I filled with concrete and put a T-post into the concrete, and I had this sign made, which I'm going to be placing here at the front of the wood yard. I'm going to put it on some plywood as a backer just to make it a little more sturdy. But I'm putting this sign up kind of like to let people know that, hey, this is a private residence. The self-serve stand, wherever it may be, once it's on the trailer, it's probably going to be away from the yard a little bit further. The self-serve stand is available for bundle sales. There's no trespassing in the wood yard for any reason. And then if anybody has any questions or wants some more information, my telephone number is on there as well, so people can call me if I'm not here at the yard. So that's going to be going on there here soon, and just constant changes just to kind of adapt and deal with some of the things that pop up. So let's get back over here to the trailer. I'll tell you what my plan is, show you how I'm going to do it, and we'll see what we can get done. I'm not sure if we'll get any painting done or not, because the weather's really cloudy today and they're calling for some rain showers, but we'll at least get those walls up. Little addition to the truck there. I used to have a toolbox in the back, but when we were camping all the time before the kids were in the travel ball, I took it out because the golf cart fits much better inside the back of the truck without the toolbox. But we're not camping as much now, so the toolbox that's in there now is actually out of my dad's old pickup truck up there. We're finally gonna send that to pasture and get it out of the driveway. It's kind of bittersweet, but we're never gonna drive it, and it's just sitting there and needs some work. So I took the toolbox out of there, and another little piece of my dad will be with me all the time in the back of this truck. I am gonna have to get some new decals. I got to get the Eastonmade sticker, Firewood at the furnace sticker raised up there, because now the toolbox is blocking those a little bit. But if you see the truck and notice the toolbox, that is what occurred there. So let me get the saw out, get the generator started. We'll cut some 2x4s, and I'll kind of lay things out and show you how it's going to work. All right, so here's my vision kind of laid out. I took your advice, and I am going to divide the trailer in half so it will be accessible from both sides. I'm going to have basically three walls. There'll be a wall on each end, and then this wall here in the middle. And what that will do is divide campfire bundles in the big section, kindling bundles in the small section. I'm not going to do small stacks right now, like $20 stacks or whatever, like we had talked about. Some of you suggested that I do that, but if I lay the trailer out like this, and then later on if I want to add that, I can always just add another little section here on the back for one $20 stack on each side, and still have plenty of room for campfire bundles here in the center. But this is basically the layout that the trailer is going to be, just campfire bundles on both sides. I'm going to go up on this side to 6 foot above the deck of the trailer. The other side will be 5 foot above the deck of the trailer, so that there's room for the roof to be slanted. That will allow somebody even my height to be able to access both sides without bumping their head. I figure I can get 9 bundles on each side, so easily 18 campfire bundles, and probably 6 on each side of the kindling bundles, which will be 12 kindling bundles. So a big improvement. So that's the plan. I've got these pieces cut here. These are the uprights for the walls, 6 foot pieces and 5 foot pieces. I'll go ahead and screw those together. We'll get all that connected at the top to kind of lock it in, and then we'll talk about the roof. So there's that part of it. You can kind of get a little better view of what it's going to be when it's done. You can see the left side there is 6 foot from the deck, and the right side's 5 foot from the deck. And that'll be the slant of the roof going to the back side. There'll be plenty of room for me to stand on the back side and not hit my head. And then this side will be high enough to where 18 inches is where my sign is going to go, and there will still be room to stand underneath. So that is the plan. I'm gonna go, I gotta get a few more 2x4s here and a couple more pieces of lumber to lock this in. So I'm gonna run to the hardware store and grab those real quick, and when I get back we'll go ahead and lock this in. Obviously some of the walls need to be squared up and trued up. We'll take measurements, and as we lock in the top we'll get all that squared away. So I just got back from the hardware store, and I think I misspoke earlier in the video. But you can see I added some 2x4s here. They're not screwed in yet, but I'm going to put them across here to kind of lock everything in at the bottom together. And then I'll frame everything up at the top to lock all that in. But this will give like a little ledge for the bundles to sit down in. But I misspoke earlier when I said I thought I could get 9 campfire bundles in this back side. But I just measured, and I only need 62 inches to get 4 bundles wide here, and I've got 65 inches. So I'll be able to get 4 bundles across there in one row. And if I go 3 high, then that'll be 12 bundles on one side, which is what my current stand holds. Multiply that by 2, I can get 24 campfire bundles in here. So we double the campfire size. And then on this end, where the kindling is going to go, I've got 36 inches. So I only need 32 inches to get 2 bundles wide for kindling. If I go three tall on that, I get 6 on each side, so I'll have 12 bundles of kindling and 24 bundles of firewood in the stand. So let me get these boards cut, because that one's just a little bit long there. We'll get I'm going to box it in on the bottom, which will lock these 2x4s, these uprights in that I put on. We'll lock everything in on the 2 sides and then start the angle for the roof on these 3 uprights. So let me get that done, and then I'll show you what we're going to do as far as closing in the ends and the divider between the bundles and the kindling. So sorry about the little lapse there in the coverage of the build. My mom came down. I just solicited a little bit of help, but here we are. Everything's boxed in at the bottom. Everything's boxed in at the top. The trusses, the roof rafters, whatever you want to call them. I'm no carpenter. They're up and screwed down. The dividing wall in the middle is up. So you see in the shed there, if you can see them from here, they're 1x2, I guess, like fern strips or whatever they're called. That's what I'm going to do for the ends and for the divider wall in the middle. So that's what's next. I'll put you on time lapse once again. We'll get that up. The rain's still holding off, so let's hope it continues to, and we can at least get these sides done, and then we'll get to the roof probably another day. So you get the idea there. That's kind of the plan. We're going to do that on both ends, and we'll do the same thing on the divider wall in the middle. We'll put plywood on the roof, cover the plywood with roofing metal, and get some paint on it. So I'm going to losing some battery life here, so I'm going to shut you off and finish putting these slats on, and when I'm done I'll come back and let you take a look. All right, we are back. The phone is all charged up now thanks to the portable power station there in the shed. I charged it up while I was working out here. But I am out of the 1x2 boards right now, which is about perfect timing anyway, because the rain has arrived. It's starting to drizzle here a little bit. So I think that's where we're going to leave it for today, but you can see I got both ends done. The center dividing wall here I've got started coming down. And then as we walk around to the back, you can see where I started going down the other side to divide here between the kindling and the regular campfire bundles. So there's still some work to be done, obviously. I will get the rest of these 1x2s put on tomorrow, most likely. And then when we pick back up on this project again, we'll get the plywood on the roof, get the metal on the roof. We'll frame out here on this side 18 inches with a piece of plywood. That'll be where the banner goes up that I've already got designed from vistaprint.com. So I'm ready to order that now, so it'll be here when we need it. But it's coming along really good, and I tell you something else. When you shake this thing, it is very, very stable. The only thing that moves is the trailer. I mean, that thing's not going anywhere. So I think it will hold up to movement very well, and once we get the plywood on the roof, it'll stiffen it up even more so. So I'm happy with how it's coming along. It's basically your typical firewood stand sitting on top of a trailer. But this thing is completely financed by the firewood bundles themselves. So I'm kind of reinvesting some of the firewood bundle sale money to improving the stand. So like I said, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of my ideas and how this project's coming along. A lot of you said you wanted to continue to see the progress of it. So this will all get divided off in the middle as well. Like I said, I ran out of the wood. But it'll be divided in half there, and of course divided here, all the way down. So I'm gonna get cleaned up here, get all my tools put away before the rain really sets in. Good progress. I think one more video we'll be able to wrap this little series up. It's kind of taking some time in between all the other stuff. I've got a cord of wood to deliver tomorrow, plus I'm still processing wood for my 10 cord green order that I'm trying to get filled 1 trailer load a week. So this was kind of on the back burner there for a week or two, but we're back on it now. I definitely want to have this project done, ready to go, and loaded up with bundles before the July 4th weekend. Because if Memorial Day weekend sales were any indication on what July 4th sales will bring, I'm gonna need it ready to roll. So that's the plan, to get this thing done. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please check out some of the other videos that you see here at the end popping up. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And we will see you again next Wednesday at 7 a.m. Have a great week, everybody.